I am all ears. The Ghost Fancast.
Hello and welcome back to the I'm All Ears podcast. We are joined by a plethora of people today. So we've got Katie, Alana, Shanti, Nid, and Cami with us today. Hello.
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 Hi.
So today we're going to be interviewing Bestie, but Bestie's not with us today. So we're just going to be asking questions and deciding what he may answer. Because a lot of no disrespect to the interviews that he does or to the interviewers, but we're kind of sick of hearing the same questions. So we decided that we'd come up with our own. And Bestie, if you're listening, hit me up. You can answer. We'd love to hear from you, please. By the way, if you're new here and don't know who Bestie is, of course, the man behind Ghost, Mr. Tobias Forge. But we call him Bestie because he is our bestie.
Yeah.
Okay.
Best.
We love you, Bestie. All right, so we're going to get straight on in. I've put up a little running order just to keep the flow going, and we'll take it in turns asking questions and having a quick discussion about what we might think the answer will be. So, Ned, you're up first.
Yeah, I'm first. I was not ready. Okay, so my question is, of course, I'm trying to work on my own music, so I have lots of technical questions. So
Okay.
what I would like is actually a in-depth explanation of how he make a song. You know, like all the details, like every part. Like I want a list, to-do list. First, shit in the sink. No, but for real, first you do that and that and that and that's how you do it. You know, it's not a list like you have to do it this way, but kind of like where do you start? When do you get the? Because we talked about sometimes the best way is to start by doing like the lyrics first, and then you make the music, and you said that sometimes for some songs you did the music first, and then it was about the lyrics, and it was like it's much easier in that side. Like you have a nice music, and then you're like, shit, I have to put lyrics on that. So my question would be how? Just how, like, please, in detail. Even your toilet breaks or your shower. I want to know everything. I want to know how you wake up one day, decide to make that song.
Yeah, because I know he says like when he's writing, he sometimes treats it like a 9 to 5, and literally will go in like an office 9 to 5 and stuff. So does he give himself a break at noon? Yeah, I think that'll be interesting to hear.
You teach them Latin. Does it inspire you? At some point, this week, gonna go to Starbucks.
I remember him saying that sometimes he'll record like riffs and things that he comes up with like on his phone.
I want to leak
like
it.
that there. I would love to hear those. All of those would be amazing to hear. Because like I remember, I think it was the Rolling Stone interview where he said like it was like in the park or something, and he recorded like a riff. You know, can you imagine just like sitting near him listening to this random man like recording, making guitar noises in your phone and being like. And like it just is this kid okay with him?
Daddy, I fell off the swing, not now.
Leave me alone.
Sir, your child has scraped their knee. Oh, what?
Just like a recording of him like da 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 da. Morris, get off there. Put that down.
Oh no, she's choking.
I remember him saying that.
We may have lost out on the best song he's ever written because his child had scraped their knee. And he forgot what he was singing.
No, it's he's recording something and he's like, drummer, can you stop, please?
Or he's recording something and you just hear Bo in the background. Did you take the rubbish out? Yes, I did. So yeah, leak all them.
Yeah, that's what we want to know.
Just an album of Tobias Forge being told off by his wife in the background.
Oh, okay.
Something that would be interesting, I think, if you leak that, would be the name of the audience, like the name of the recording.
Oh yes.
Okay, Shanti, your first question?
I've always wanted to know what the first are in darkness at the heart of my love. Because like people theorize something like respectfully and tenderly and all of that. I want to know the actual lyrics for the whisper. I want to know what it is. Just like people are asking so much, and people don't want to believe one thing, and people only want to believe one thing. I want to know, like, straight to the point, on black and white. I just want to know. I just want to know. I want to know. I'm so curious, and nobody ever asked about Darkness at the Heart of My Love.
Right. Oh, maybe we'll get an answer one day.
One day,
Maybe.
Edith, I will be
Need
like
it.
grabbing his leather coat, shaking him. What are they? What are they?
And is it by all the dudes that were not dad or want a dad?
Yes,
Because
that's what I want to know. That's what drives me mad, because even he doesn't know. Because if you listen to live versions, he says both, and you're like, what one is it? What one did you write? You absolute space cadet.
he's changed in Dance Macabre. He says that he changes. I feel the closer we get to. I know the closer we get, and I'm like, why?
Yeah.
Like, Mary on a Cross, was it too, like the lyric again.
Yeah, because there's no sleeve notes for 7 inches, so we can't even read the lyrics in the vinyl sleeve.
And I feel like people were so happy when the lyric video came out. Everyone was like, "It's that! It's that!"
Oh, your beauty didn't scare me anyway, or something like that. That was the kind of argument. What was he actually saying?
Oh,
Yeah.
I can't remember, yeah.
Yeah.
You can see how much he forgets his own lyrics on stage, so I wouldn't be surprised that it's that they had.
Kaiserion, gobbledygoo.
Like, talk about lyrics a second. I want to know, how much did it annoy him about saying conjuration instead of congregation
Oh my god, yes.
on the album? Like, how much, like the fact that managed to get through an entire recording process, mastering process, listened at a studio or whatever, everybody listened to it, and nobody said to him, what's a conjuration?
Yeah, but also you got to remember he kept the Swedishisms in with the chapel of ritual instead of chapel and child
Yeah.
of the grave.
I know there's all
And
the
no one corrected
Swedishisms
him.
and stuff like that there, but like nobody said, like nobody asked him, because he started singing congregation live. So somebody at some
Yeah.
point went, "Did you mean congregation?" And everybody's like, "Fuck!"
Oh, I'm fucking damn it.
Does it still haunt him 13 years later?
Yeah, I just always wanted to know, is like, how annoying is that?
He wakes up in
On a scale.
sweats in the middle of the night, just like, oh. Okay, Katie, what's your first question?
Okay, so my questions are like, I want to know the nerd shit. So my first question is, what is your favorite Star Wars movie?
I bet it's Empire. I don't know why.
Oh yeah, like that's most people's favorite Star Wars movie.
I want to know his opinion on Jar Jar. Because I actually like Jar Jar.
Yeah. But yeah, because I've recognized the genre and like Jar Jar's place in the movie and like the story. So it's like, yes, he's annoying, but he's supposed to be. He's supposed to be comic relief. So like he's doing his job.
Exactly, yeah.
So yeah, so I like Jar Jar. Do you like Jar Jar?
You better like Jar Jar.
Do you understand that Star Wars is a child's movie and Jar Jar is a crucial part of that childlike experience?
Right? Damn it.
Holding a knife. Do you understand?
Oh my god.
And then my other question is, what do you think of the prequels / the sequels? Because a lot of people are like, okay, yeah, the prequels were good, but the sequels really suck ass.
I would put money on him hating the prequels just because they're made after they were made in the 90s.
Oh yeah. I've a lot of like diehard original fans like who were there for the original series, or like they hate the prequels. The people who are like my age are like, "Yay, the prequels are great," and then like hate the sequels, and then yeah. So there's like a lot of people are like, "No, the only true Star Wars are the original series." So like, I want to know where he falls.
He either hated them and like didn't go to see them just out of principle, like just because the idea that they were messing with him, or he was there at the midnight screenings for every single one of them.
I'm saying
Yeah, and there's no in between.
There's like no in between.
I actually do remember. Oh, sorry if it's interrupted, but I actually remember there was an interview he did at a festival once where somebody asked him about Star Wars and said like, "Oh, are you a big Star Wars fan?" Because he mentioned Darth Vader, I think, in the interview, and somebody said, "Oh, are you a big Star Wars fan?" And I think he went on like a 10-minute dirge about how people don't understand that the sequels were not made for them.
Oh,
you know.
Yeah, I suppose
So I think he
makes
was
sense.
like pro sequel. Like I think he's pro prequels. I have no idea about the sequels because this was like recorded way before the sequels existed. But I think he's like he understands the place that the prequels have, you know, in the movies. But I think he also was annoyed at Star Wars fans.
Yeah.
So like, so he's a real Star Wars fan.
I just want to know if he's up to date with all of the like the Star Wars stuff. Like, you know, has he watched the sequels? Has he also watched like the Star Wars shows that are on Disney Plus? Does the man own Disney Plus?
I bet he's got a little Grogu at home.
Yeah, how many times have you seen The Mandalorian?
What is your opinion on Pedro Pascal?
Is he daddy for you also? Don't worry, it's not gay. Everybody thinks he's daddy.
I don't think you need to tell Tobias, like, don't worry, it's not gay. Have you seen that man doing
I know.
I don't think he cares.
I don't think he cares either.
That man probably looked at Pedro Pascal and like, yeah.
Okay, Alana, what's your question?
Well, I one of my kind of questions I always wondered is like how much did Copia change from the initial kind of tease in Square Hammer to when he actually appeared in the chapters? You know, like because so much happened during the original tease in Square Hammer 2 chapters. Was there like a different type of character that existed before Copia kind of actually kind of appeared? You know, in the chapters, kind of like a bumbling idiot, you know, like, but was there someone else that kind of was there beforehand? Because I know I always said about being an underdog, but I kind of wonder, like, did the kind of the effects of, you know, going through like the lawsuit and the kind of changing of the ghouls and all, did that affect how Copia actually kind of materialized eventually? That's kind of, I always wanted kind of to know that, because Copia changed so much from like the initial beginning as well to how he is now. So I wanted to know how much had changed in that kind of period of time.
Yeah, because there's that video where he's got like the 8-track thing, and he's like, "Ugh, I'm gonna wash the floor of this guy," and he seems a little more menacing.
Yeah, because to have that whole thing where he said, like, you know, he for some reason want people to hate Copia, which feels kind of counterproductive of like a lead like a lead character. You know, this guy's gonna run a whole album cycle, but you don't want people to like him, type thing. You know,
failed.
Because it did fail magically, like. Because like if you look at Copia at the beginning. Yeah, like if you look at Copia at the very beginning, like he was meaner to the ghouls and stuff. Because like if you look at like when they did radio shows and stuff, he'd tell the ghouls to shut up and things, you know, and he'd tell them to fuck off and stuff, you know, to get away from, to get away kind of, you know, from the front of the stage, and he'd slap Ether in the arse and hurt his hand. So I just wanted to know, was there a change even before that, kind of before the character appeared, you know?
Well, it's also weird to like try and act all menacing and while saying all these things, because like even when he says all those things, he is like the goofiest fuck saying them. He's like, "Oh, fuck up, shut up."
Just absolute goofball.
Ironically, the first time I saw Ghosts, like I didn't know much about like the live show sort of dynamic. So I saw him being mean to the ghouls and telling like he was like having a go at Sodo and stuff, and I was like, Tobias is such a dick. And then I went to see this like the same show again, like literally the week later. Not even the week later, literally. I went the Monday and then I went the Friday again. And then I was like, oh, okay, that's part of the shtick. Yeah, it's a bit. Cammy, what's your first question?
So my first question is, what is your current take on your writings as Copromancer, and what would Copromancer say about you or Ghost?
Oh my god!
I just really want him to acknowledge that part of his life.
Oh, don't you worry, I have got questions.
Would teenage you pick on adult, or would you pick on teenage you? Like, who would win in a fight?
Jesus fucking Christ. Oh,
Ghost is a
topic, did
real
you
male. Well, I know when you lost your virginity, so shut the fuck up.
Wait, we know that?
No, I'm saying he's Sandy himself.
Oh.
You know, like, I don't know when he lost it.
Oh my god. Yeah, it's like that fucking CD I've got that says fuck Ghost Records and it's a repugnant CD and I'm like, bro, what are you trying to play at here? Oh no. He's off topic. Did you see that bit from someone put from Kung Fu Panda where it's that old turtle being like, "It is better to poop in the sink than sink in the poop."
Yes.
Yes! Oh my god.
The Copromancer mantra.
Okay, so my first question is, on a scale of 1 to 10, how liberal is your mother? No, not actually. So my first question is, so as a kid, obviously, he used to listen to a lot of English music. So, like, obviously, when he was listening to Motley Crue and stuff. But I want to know, like, as a because I think he said he didn't learn to speak English till he was like 6 or so. So, like, I mean, I kind of know the answer to this myself, I guess, because like I was like, I've listened to like Rammstein and things like that, so I kind of understand what it's like listening to music that's not in your native language. However, I want to know, like, obviously now he does speak English. If there was like a light switch moment where it's like, oh, that's what that meant, and oh, like that happened. That they're singing about this. When I was 3, I didn't understand that. Like, which I know you probably wouldn't anyway, because if it's sexual and all that stuff, you wouldn't get because whether you speak English or not. But just more so as even like simple things, like it's like, oh, that was clever, like the way they sung that, because I didn't get it because I didn't speak English, so I didn't get the English play on words and stuff like that.
Yeah, that's a good question.
So as someone who learned to speak English like later in life, I had a very, very bright moment where I listened to a song that I was listening to when I was a kid, which is Whistle. And I was like, oh, that's what it meant. Okay. Yeah, it's not about music, it's about blowing someone. Okay, yeah, nice. I was singing that when I was a child, so yeah, perfect.
Was it the "Let Me Blow Your Whistle, Baby" song? Oh, great, yeah, I understand that.
Yeah, I didn't understand. I was like years later when I was speaking English, I was like, oh shit, okay.
To be honest, I think a lot of people didn't catch that when that song first came out, and then went, "Hang on a minute, well, that's what they meant." Oh, okay. It's because, like, when I remember growing up, the Spice Girls song "To Become One."
Yeah.
You know, like singing that as like a child, being, you know, saying about put on and all this here, and then my mom was like, "Stop singing that song," and I'm like, "What?" So yeah, I think like that has like an effect on anybody, no matter kind of what age you are or language you speak, but especially with English songs.
Yeah.
You know, because English is one of those languages where it's like you can say one thing and clearly mean something else. So
I mean, it was the same with like, you know, when your mom is like, stop saying that. It wasn't like that, but it was the same with "I Kissed a Girl" by CardiRatia. Is that it?
Yeah.
oh yeah.
And I was singing the like that part of the song, and my mom was like, "Do you know what that means?" I was like, "No," and she explained to me, and I was like, "Oh, now that I'm very, very fucking bisexual, I'm like, oh, it makes sense."
Yeah.
Already back in the day, I was like,
I get it. I feel that song.
Yeah, for real. All right, Nid, what's your next question?
I'm trying to think which one is more interesting, because I have like two questions in one. So it's since Tobias obviously had bands before that, in the more typical sense of bands, that you stay with the same members and stuff, and everyone got their inputs to say. And now that he's hiring musicians to play what he does, I was wondering what's the difference in between, and does he prefer one or the other, and how does he feel about that difference? And also, in the same idea, what is the process of finding and hiring musicians? How do you find the one that works stuff?
And how do I become one of those? How do I get into the pool?
Do you need somebody to stand at the back with a maraca?
No, because I can sing. So send me a call. I can sing. I can be horny on stage, no problem. I can sing. Go on. I will learn to breathe fire for you if you want.
Yeah. Actually, off topic. Like, I mean, it's kind of on topic, but like, have you seen? I don't know if anyone's seen how Motley Crue do their live shows, where they've got backing singers, but they they dance and stuff on stage, and they get like all up at the front of the stage and dance and stuff. I want to know if he would ever do one of those with Ghost, like where he would get dancers on stage? And can I do that because I was a dancer for 15 years, please?
I mean, yeah, I saw Motley Crue recently, and to be honest, I was looking at the two female dancers a lot. I was like,
I'm not gonna lie, Motley Crue are one of my favorite bands, but the two dancer singers are the best singers on that stage.
Drugs, man, that's a hell of a thing.
I just want to know if they would do what they did the first time that they performed. The first time they performed Griffwood.
First time they performed what, Cammy?
Oh.
So the first time they performed Griffwood when they had like those choir of Sisters of Sin.
Oh, yeah.
Like I thought that was so cool, and I was just like, well, can you please do that more? And how do I become one?
Imagine if they start getting like contortionists and shit on stage and like acrobats, and it becomes a full fucking circus. Please.
Have you seen those videos of like when Pink performs and she's like like on the harness and everything? She's flying through the stage. Could be a win. Could be a win.
Oh yeah, no.
I remember I went to see 30 Seconds. Last time I seen 30 Seconds to Mars live, they had a guy on stage during one of the songs, and I don't know if you had a way to describe what this guy does, but basically he's like he kind of balances inside a hoop as it spins.
Oh yeah.
And he kind of does tricks with the hoop. They had that guy on stage, and I'm like, that guy's more interesting than Jared Leto. Like, he had like a gas mask on and a suit, and I'm like, okay.
I'd actually also like to see like a full-on, especially because I know Bestie's obviously a big Metallica fan, and if you're a fan of Metallica, you know of the S&M shows. I'd wonder if he'd ever bring out like a full orchestra and stuff, like, and how he'd pull that together.
That would be amazing.
Stunning. Imagine. Okay, Shanti, what's your next question?
Okay. I got a weird. Well, it's not that weird, but like, if he could, would he ever release Passiflora to the public? It's
Please.
Like, imagine if he still had the file. Would he release Passiflora? Because like, what if his opinion about the songs has changed, and he's like, I don't like these songs anymore, even if I have the file, so I don't want to release it. Like, imagine if it's a case like that.
Yeah, some constructive criticism on Passiflora, please. We'd like to hear it.
Oh my god, imagine if he goes like, okay, yeah, so about Passiflora, these songs are my favorite. These songs are absolute ass. So if I were to remake Passiflora, these are the only songs you're getting, and it's like one song.
God.
He's like, here, only the breeze. That's the only song you're getting.
Oh, I love that song.
But like, I just want to know, like, even if his opinion changed about Passiflora, if he were to know how much the fans want him to release it, would he still release it or not?
If people want him to do something, he won't.
Yeah.
I feel like he probably won't release it because it's just so old and he has no. I don't think he respects it that much anymore. And I think he's like, that's the past. It's like when his reaction to Subvision, he's like, it's the past.
Yeah.
That's it. The only positive thought about his past is repugnance from Mary Gore. That's the only thing.
Okay. Katie, what's your next question?
I would like to know, has he ever played Dungeons and Dragons?
I'm gonna go with
what class
probably.
is they?
Probably. Yeah, what class? What class do you play? Because I
And
know
why is
he
it a
mentioned
bard?
it. But what if it's not a bard? What if he's like, I'm gonna be a druid because I am a bard in real life?
Pray the cleric. It's like, I am the cleric. Copia is his name.
Yeah, because I know he mentioned Dungeons and Dragons in that one interview, and like that made me think, like, oh, does he play or is he talking about someone else? Do you have regular game nights when you're at home? Like, what's going on here?
I don't know too much about D&D, but is mage like a wizard character?
Yes.
Sorcerer, yeah.
Okay, because doesn't Copromancer mean shit wizard?
It does.
So that's where I think he stands. That's his character.
But there's a lot of math involved in D&D, so I don't know if you'd be really into that. Like D&D,
That is true.
math turned him to Satanism, so I don't know if D&D is gonna help. You have to add your D20 roll with your charisma roll, and then take away 10. Fuck this! I'm going to Christianity. Flip the table.
But Roll20 does all the math for you now. So
Yeah. True.
you don't have to. All you have to do is click.
Very true.
Oh no. Okay, Alana, your next question.
One of the questions I would is like a lot of people have learned a lot about themselves through Ghost. I wondered if he has learned anything about himself through his fans. Like has his fans like opened anything up for him that he didn't realize about himself, or just things. I always wondered, like, do artists learn from their fans? Are fans learning from artists?
He's like to go and buy a second lock on his door.
Right?
I have
my
God.
No,
but I just kind of, I just wonder if, because like it's kind of like a two-way street, and like I'm wondering if it's that kind of two-way street of energy exchange. And he's all about energy. That's how you come down to it,
Yeah, I mean, he's obviously like quite. He's always said like he doesn't find himself interesting, or like as a he's always kind of put himself down and stuff. So I wonder if like hearing what we have to say about him is kind of he believes in himself a little bit more, please, because he should.
Just gently putting your hands on his shoulders and shaking him. Please.
All right, Cammy.
So my next question actually kind of follows with kind of some of the stuff we just mentioned. So I wanted to like bring up like I know his original plan with Ghost was that he just wanted to like play in the band. He didn't actually want to like lead the band. Like he wanted to have like a different singer and everything, and it just didn't pan out that way. And now he just ended up being the singer. And I just want to know like how he felt taking on that role, especially like because like I know I can speak personally that like I love his voice and I love his personality, and I feel like it just would never be the same if it was someone else, and I don't know if I would be in this deep if it was someone else. And so I just wanted to like, let me see how I wrote it in my notes. Especially because like I felt like he kept bringing more and more of himself into the characters. Wink, wink, copia, wink, wink,
Yeah.
And I just said it wouldn't be the same with someone else. How do you feel taking on this role as frontman, and how well it worked out for you?
Yeah, I definitely agree. I don't think I'd be the same like if it wasn't him involved.
Yeah.
I mean, I think we thought that way when the Spillways cover came out. Like I liked it. I'm not saying it's bad. I'm just saying the bestie only version is superior.
Yeah, and given that that's someone who, like, I fucking love Def Leppard. Def Leppard is one of my favorite bands, and I fucking love Joe. And the fact that even with someone I adore in place, I was just not vibing. Imagine if it was someone brand new. Like, it would be really hard for me, I think.
I just don't know if it would have like the same, like if Ghost would have the same vibe with it, because like I feel like Taupe has like such a unique voice. Like I don't know a lot of people that have a voice like his, and then also it's like his personality and his stage presence, and like the fact that like he's making his characters like goofier and goofier because he's a goofy guy. It's just like, you know, you're bringing so much of yourself, and like so many people love that. Like, how does it feel that like, you know, people actually like you?
Yeah.
Yeah.
No one can thrust like him.
The mummy thrust just wouldn't hit different. It would just hit different if it was someone else, you know?
Imagine if he does get someone new and he holds auditions. It's like, okay, now for the thrusting, and it's like 10 out of 10 thrust. No, this person, it's only a 2 out of 10 thrust.
But that's the thing I seen somebody saying once, that like you can tell it's not like you can tell when it's not him in the masks and stuff. Because like if you look at like the He Is video, you can tell when it's him and when it isn't him. Like immediately you can tell, just vibes. Just as well, you know what I mean? But I think he doesn't realize that sometimes, you know? I think he's like, oh, people don't know. I was like, no, we know. We know when it's not you. You know,
we know.
like we could tell your ear from a distance away, like a mile away. We know it's not you. Like
we all have a little bit of the tism, so we understand.
We notice the change. I want to know. I mean, we know what some of his tattoos are. So, like, we know that the one is the from the Goblin album, and one's Sepultura, and then the other two are question mark.
yeah.
But I also, even with the Goblin and the Sepultura one, like, I want to know, like, this, if there was any sort of significance of getting those specifically, because we know there's bands like he likes more like Metallica and stuff like that. So I want to know. I talk through it and talk through your tattooing
Tattoo tour,
routine.
please.
Tattoo routine. Do you go and get Mackies beforehand?
Yes, he probably does.
That's what I always do. Mackies and some Lucozade.
Not to be unhinged, but does he have leg tattoos? I just want to know, does he have more tattoos than we know about?
He's got a tramp stamp.
Why he's fully, like, that's why he's like completely covered on stage, just because he's got way too many.
He's got the name, the words "your name" on his ass, and we don't know about it.
Oh my god, he feels like somebody who would have that tattoo, though.
I bet he's got a camel on his camel toe.
Yeah, I want to know if he has secret tattoos. Like, tell us now.
Oh,
I am surprised no one's ever asked him about his tattoos. So that seems like a question, like a very obvious question to ask, especially because he wears so many t-shirts and you just see them. Like, I'm surprised nobody's ever said, "Talk us through your tattoos."
Yeah, that's what I just want to know. Like,
yeah,
I feel like I've seen interviews with celebrities who have really shitty tattoos, and they ask about those, and I'm like, can we ask people who have interesting tattoos?
Yeah. Like, please, like, I also like whether, like, because he got that Sepultura one, from what I gathered, quite pretty much as soon as he turned legal, I guess. So I want to know, like, if he, like, how he still feels about it as like a 42-year-old, and it's like, oh, maybe I need this touched up, or like, and also, right, he turned 18 or whatever. Although I think from what I did in research, there's not actually a legal age in Sweden to get tattoos, but nevertheless, man went and got his first tattoo. And chose a big one for his first. And he was like a weedy little thing back then. Like, fucking hell, that must have hurt.
Yeah, that was, for the first tattoo, that was a big one with a lot of shading and details. And oh my god, I cannot imagine.
Yeah, like, I thought my first one was pretty big, but no, his is even bigger than mine.
I just want to see the bride and groom. That's what I want to. I just want to know the story behind the bride and groom. That's what, like.
There's also a weird link with that, I noticed, because obviously you've got that tattoo, you've got the Dance Macabre couple dancing, and then on the Subvision Killing Floor EP, you got the couple dancing as well. So there's a tie there.
And there's also a lot of there's old T-shirts from like different shows that Terzo did, where there's like art for the T-shirt where it's Terzo dancing with someone, kind of similarly. So like this is like just been like an image that he's had like for years through multiple different like the platforms, and so it's just like
Tell us, please.
Inquiring minds want to know.
Hello, this is Editing Alva. I unfortunately don't have access to a microphone or place to record right now, so here is the sexy robot voice. Anyway, we ended up recording this episode for nearly an hour and a half. So like the mental health episode, this will be split into 2 parts. Part 2 will be next week. See you then.
I am all ears. The Ghost Fan